Hi, we're going to sing some of the songs we sang yesterday, all about the chicks hatching. So let's count our fingers. 5 eggs and 5 eggs. That makes 10. Sitting on top is mother hen. Cackle, cackle, cackle. Now, do you remember how many days? Let's count to 21, because that's how long she has to sit on those eggs. And she can wiggle a little bit while she's doing it, because she has to roll those eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 10 fuzzy chicks, as tiny as can be. Beep, 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 cheep, 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 cheep. Okay, let's look over here. I'm a little chick, yellow and soft. I was born in a hay loft. I play all day and I cheep, cheep, cheep. Then back to the barn where I sleep, sleep, sleep. Do you know what a hayloft is? It's another name for the barn, and the hayloft is where the chickens lays her eggs. Okay, so let me find another song for us to sing. Sometimes I get some extra words, I look them up. I can't remember every single song in my head all the time. Okay. Baby chicks are singing, pee-o, pee-o, pee-o. Mama, we are hungry. Mama, we are cold. So they go under her little wings, don't they? Mama looks for wheat. Mama looks for worms. Mama feeds them dinner. Mama keeps them warm. Under Mama's wings, sleeping in the hay. Baby chicks all huddle until the next day. See. Okay, there he is. Little chick waits in his egg of white, curled up cozy, oh so tight. Then he taps. Can we tap? Out a hole with his beak, and out pops from his shell with a cheep, cheep, cheep. All right. So now can you tuck up tight like this? I'm a little chickie ready to hatch, packing at my shell with a tap, tap, tap. Can you peck? When I crack it open, out I'll jump, fluff my feathers, beep, 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 beep. Let's see, do I have any more songs we can sing? I think that's our songs for today. I'm going to do our story because I have a funny story. Some of you really like funny stories, and it's called Too Many Chickens. Look at them. Too many chickens. Oh, what's happening? We talked about that yesterday, didn't we? Is that a hatchling getting ready to be born? Mrs. Care's class wiggled and squiggled and giggled. The farmer had brought the eggs, a dozen eggs that would soon be chicks. They were oval and speckled and smelled like a chicken coop. Do you remember, anyone that was at our school last year, do you remember that we had a little girl named Madeline in SK, and they have a chicken farm, and they brought us real chicks, and we got to see them at school for a long time, and some of you took them home. We were going to do that again this year. However, we're not. Michael Alexander wrinkled his nose. Mrs. Care, that means he doesn't like it. Look, he thinks it's a bit disgusting. Mrs. Care rolled her eyes and asked the farmer politely to put the eggs in the incubator. So an incubator is a home for eggs when they don't have a mother to take care of them. The class took good care of the eggs. They turned them and checked them, and they worried about them at night. So the class is being responsible for the eggs. I did that a long time ago. It's really fun to do that. And then on the 21st day, a crack marbled the surface of an egg. The crack widened. Rat-tat-tat, needled the beak. For the very first time, Mrs. Care's class was still. They didn't move. The eggs opened one by one, like ice cracking in the spring. All the chicks hatched. They were the color of sweet butter and as soft as cotton balls. Aren't they ever so adorable? Oh my. I've seen real chicks. They're so adorable. So adorable. Do you know what we do usually when we get the chicks? We turn the sandbox into their house or the water play. We empty it. The principal came to see the chicks. The custodian came to see the chicks. Even the big kids came to see the chicks. Aren't they cute? They cooed. The chicks went peep and tried to hop over the edge of their home. On Monday, the farmer was supposed to come and get the chicks, but she never arrived. By Thursday, the chicks were big enough to jump. Oh no, they've jumped out. Mrs. Care, she's the teacher, was worried. She's thinking, oh no. Every day, they grew a little bit bigger. They were noisy and speckled and smelled like a chicken coop. And you know what? Chicken coops don't smell very nice. They're a little bit stinky. Oh my. They roosted on the science table and pecked under the desks. They clawed at the carpet. They took baths in the sink and shook their soggy feathers on the art supplies. They were always hungry. Mrs. Care kept a bag of seed in her desk. Look, there she is. Look, she looks a little bit frazzled. The rooster found his crowing voice, and the hens never stopped chattering. So he's going, cock-a-doodle-doo, and they're going, cluck, 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 cluck. I don't know how the kids are going to do their work. Oh, look, they're drawing chickens. They're drawing hens. Uh-oh. Remember when I said the words are big? That means it's loud. Look at his voice. He says, I can't stand this anymore, screamed Michael Alexander when a chicken walked across his brand new notebook. They are noisy and ugly and they stink. It's true, they do stink as they get bigger. Oh my. It was true. The chicks weren't cute anymore and they did smell. And nobody visited their room anymore, not even the custodian. He keeps everything clean. He said, I'm not going in there. That's your mess. Then, you're not going to believe it, the chicks started laying eggs. Michael Alexander painted a sign, fresh eggs for sale. And Mrs. Care taught the children how to reach under the hen and gather the eggs. Look, they've even made nests. That would be crazy. Finally, the farmer came. She was most apologetic. She already had so many chickens, she forgot to pick up the chicks. The farmer looked around the classroom and grinned. These chickens look so happy, she said. I can't bear to take them away. Before Mrs. Care could interrupt, the farmer added, here's a little present for all you've done. Michael Alexander rolled his eyes. And Mrs. Care shuddered. Bunnies, said Mrs. Care. How cute. So she brought up 2 little bunnies. Would you like bunnies for our classroom? Guess. The rabbits had long white fur, pink eyes, and crinkly wet noses. Everyone came to see the bunnies. The whole school. Soon there were 4 more bunnies. Mrs. Care had to build a bigger cage. She kept carrots and alfalfa on her desk. So now look, they got chickens and bunnies. Before long, there were 16 bunnies, but Mrs. Care wasn't worried. Michael Alexander painted a new sign, and Mrs. Care taught the class how to knit. Genuine Angora hats for sale. So they got the fur from the bunnies and turned it into wool, bunny wool. Soon everyone was wearing an Angora hat. They're very soft. Even the farmer. Why, she was so happy with her new hat that she gave Mrs. Care's class a new present. Michael Alexander gasped. Mrs. Care rolled her eyes. There outside the school, hunched over the grass, was a great big old nanny goat. Uh-oh, what's going to happen now? The old goat smells, said Michael Alexander. I know, said Mrs. Care. At least she eats grass, said Michael Alexander. And I think the custodian likes her, said Mrs. Care. There was no way to get rid of the old goat. But Mrs. Care wasn't worried. Michael Alexander took out his paints. Mrs. Care kept apples in her desk and taught the children how to milk. And now the sign says, fresh goat milk for sale. This is one crazy classroom. People like the goat's milk. The custodian bought 2 glasses every morning and said he'd never felt better. Mrs. Care's class earned enough money from selling eggs and milk and hats to buy a small farm far away from the school. The custodian decided he always wanted to live in the country. He took the chickens and the bunnies and the goat and went to live on the farm. The children stopped milking and knitting and gathering the eggs. Michael Alexander had no more signs to make. Mrs. Care finally had time to teach what she was supposed to teach. We're going to learn about seeds, she announced. And then Mrs. Care pulled 4 bags of seeds from her desk drawer. Jack and the Beanstalk, bean seeds. Giant pumpkin seeds. Mile-high popping corn seeds. And bursting bloom tomato seeds. The children smirked, and Michael Alexander got out the paints. The end. I like that story. That was cute. That would be fun to have a classroom like that. Okay, so you can turn off your video, and I'll see you at the art table.